Hey guys, welcome to the summerween video. Whoop, whoop. My name is Tina and I love to talk about books, and welcome if you're new here. And yes, this will be a video about me doing the summerween. A bit late, but I've heard it's okay to do it all summer long. So even if I'm late, because summerween, what it is? Summerween is a period, usually within a week, when you read spooky books. It was, I think, I've heard first introduced by an episode from Gravity Falls, which is an anime, and they have to do a summerween to please a monster and not be eaten. And now it has a trend also on Pinterest and Instagram, just fall people hating summer and loving autumn vibes. And Halloween, just putting Halloween decorations all over, skeletons in the pools and everything. And there is a summerween hosted by Gabby Reads, if I'm not mistaken. I hope I'm not. And I really wanted to take part to it, but I was on holidays last week in Rome, which was really great. This city is beautiful. I've taken some footages, but I'm not sure I can do a full video about it. I'll try to see if my footages are enough, but I really wanted to take time and just enjoy my loved ones and really take this week as a real holiday, not filming and having to think what I can create as footages about these holidays. So I'll talk about the plans. I'm still wondering what I want to do for this summerween readathon, because I want to do it in like a short period of time, because I'm on vacation, I'm on holidays, I don't have job, I'm on full vacation, and I'm wondering if I want to see how many books I can read during 48 hours, because I have a lot of books that I want to read, which are all those books, and I'm not sure I can read all of these within 24 hours. It would be a bit ambitious, I think. So I want to try to read all of those in 48 hours, but if it is during 48 hours, it won't be straight 48 hours, because I will not survive. So I think it will be 48 hours within a week. I'll try to do that. And maybe at first I'll try to see if I can read all of those books within 24 hours, but I can't do that straight either, because I have some plans. But yes, the prompts are: read one book in the dark, read one book happening in summer, read one book that is thriller and horror, read one book with a night star on the cover, and I always forgot about the last one. So the plan is to start to read tonight. I really want to get some treats, to eat some candies and some ice creams, because I'm like suffocating here. So I'm gonna get some ice creams and maybe some fun things, because I don't have really any Halloween decorations. This is a great decoration, but this is a great decoration, but my stuff are either on my parents' house or either on some moving boxes I didn't open, because it's in the garage, because I don't have my flat anymore. And my spooky also t-shirts and so on are in my parents' house. So I really want to get some watermelon and curve them, and I don't really know actually, but this one for sure, and I want to get other things. I'll see if I can manage it.
A few minutes later.
Alright guys, I'm back. I survived, even though I got yelled at by a homeless person because I didn't give him some money. So yes, I got yelled at. I've got everything I need. I have a Ben & Jerry's Half Baked, which is one of my favorites. I have a local shop here that is making homemade ice cream, but it's closed today because we are Monday. Next I've got some treats, like some candies. First one is like flan candies, which have kind of a coffee taste, which is why I like them, and some Haribo Pick, because they are, you know, I don't know how to say it in English. And my watermelon, I can curb it tomorrow. I think I'll do that tomorrow. Oh, and I forgot to buy some, I forgot to buy some candles. That's okay, I'll have to do without it. Okay, so here I just wanted to show you my Notion page for the summerween. So I chose a really nice cover with a skeleton during summer that I love. And next I've just put books that I wanted to read. So I've put Perfume, but I'm not gonna read it. And next, on the bottom, I've put the prompts, and I'm not sure I can manage to do them all. And also I've chosen some really cute gifts. I love them so much. Okay, so now let's talk a bit more about this TBR. The first book I want to read, I think, on the pile is Bunny by Mona. I've heard so much about this book, and it's either, I think, you love it or you hate it. And it is kind of a dark academia book, because it is setting in a university, a selective kind of rich people university, and there's a girl, she's an outsider, and there is this selective small group of girls among the students, which are called the Bunnies. She starts hanging with them. It's apparently a good thriller/horror book, and I just couldn't wait to read it, so I'm really excited about this one. Next, we also have a kind of dark academia books, which is This Lying Delight by Mika Nemerever, and this is also about a boy going to university in the 70s in Pittsburgh, and he meets a boy, and they kind of starts to get really deeply attached with one another, and also a thriller. And I've heard so much about this book, I just kind of want to know if I can love it or not, and it's also super floppy. We are really on the kind of thriller/dark academia vibe for this spooky readathon. Next, it's Notes on an Execution by Dania Kukavka. Yes, Kukavka. And this is also a thriller about, I think, several point of view in this book, from a character which is supposed to die within 12 hours and another character who just wants to survive. And it looks amazing. I've seen Alison Pages read it and she loved it apparently, so I kind of trust her with her taste in book, and you know, I just wanted to read it so badly. Next, it's Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, and it's a really well-known book, like horror/thriller book again, and I think it's kind of dark academia too. Galaxy Alex Stone is the most unlikely member of Yale's freshman class. Obviously, this is a dark academia book. A dropout and the sole survivor of a horrific unsolved crime, Alex was hoping for a fresh start. Really curious, and I'm really intrigued by this book. I've seen so many people love it, and I've read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. I kind of liked it, really had fun within those books, but I'm kind of curious to see more about the darker parts of Lee Bardugo, and I really hope I will not be disappointed by it. Next is a book which we can say that on the cover it is a night sky to kind of complete a prompt, but it is Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. I feel like reading the summary is better than just me doing a summary. It's ever since she was cursed by a fairy, Theodora Ettings has had no sense of fear or embarrassment, a condition which makes her prone to accidental scandal. Dora hopes to be a quiet, sensible wallflower during the London season, but after the strange, handsome and utterly uncouth Lord Sorcerer discovers her condition, she is instead drawn into dangerous and peculiar fairy offers. Really intrigued, and I've seen so many people love it. So I really wanted to read it. I'm not sure it fits perfectly the category of thriller kind of spooky books, but there's danger, and the cover kind of matches one of the prompts. So it is accepted, right? It is, right? I think it is. Then I've got a manga I wanted to read for so long. I wanted to buy this for so long, and I finally found it second-handed in a bookstore, and it's Dragon Head by Minetaro Mochizuki. Butchering the name as always, but it's a well-known manga about horror, and I'm really afraid to read this because look at those pages. Look at those. I'm not ready, I think, for this. So about what I want to read, in which order it is, mostly I think I'll just keep this one for moments I don't want to read that much, moments that my brain eye is just shutting off. Kind of same for this one, I just want to keep it for a lighter read after all this dark and weird kind of read. So I think that first I really want to get into Bunny because I'm so intrigued by this book. So I'm gonna start with this one, and then we'll just see, maybe I'll just go on with the Dark Academia vibes. Let's get into it! Okay, I have all the essentials here, some candies and water, a lot of water. This is my dinner. This is just basically leftovers from lunch, which is pasta that I've brought from Rome, and some tomato sauce with eggplants, onions, shallots. And it's very good. I'm gonna watch Dead Man Wonderland, which is apparently a kind of horror manga, and I can't wait to watch it. Some friends recommended it to me, so let's see if it's good. Hey guys, it's another day and I have some update for you because I've managed to reach the page 150 yesterday, even though I really wanted to get into page 200, but I fell asleep like a rock. I'm a bit ashamed of it because I really wanted to like read until 1 a.m, 2 a.m, but I couldn't. I really couldn't, and this morning my cat woke me up at 6 a.m. because she was hungry and I couldn't fall asleep again. So I'm reading from this morning and I'm almost on page 200 and there are things happening. I'm loving it so far. I'm really loving it. I can't predict where it's going and I love it. And oh, she's just too cute. It's my cat stretching. Sorry, she's distracting me. I love how the main character Samantha is evolving, because at the beginning she's really hating the bunnies, the small group of girls from her writing course in her university, and she somehow gets enrolled in it and everything is normalized while everything is going on. And I love how fast it goes and how this is a pattern in those kinds of books, dark academia books. Like, you get into small groups and they're doing really weird stuff and everything is normalized and you can see it from the inside, but the ones from the outside can see it. Her first friend, like her best friend from the beginning, Ava, who's not in the school, they met in a bench outside the university and she's just being like, how can you hang out with them? I don't understand. And Samantha disappeared for 2 months and Ava was looking for her everywhere. And I love the fact that there's an outsider here to provide us a normal way of seeing all of this. And there is another character, Jonah. I'm really curious about him because for now he's not doing that much, but I really want to know more about his role in it. And I was reading this like at 11 p.m. She's so cute. Let me show you. You can't stop moving, right? And now that I'm filming, you're not moving anymore. Are you desperate for attention? She's moving the tail. And she knows I'm speaking to her. Well, anyway, and now there is a fly in the flat. Sorry for that. So yeah, some really spooky things happened when I was reading it in the dark. So I completed the prompt, ding ding, with spooky music, and I was like, okay, some horror things are starting to happen. And yes, I was like, okay, this is what I was looking for, some weird stuff I can't explain. So there are some things happening with kind of the bunnies, and I really want to know more. So I obviously can't stop reading this. I really intend to finish it this morning, maybe. I believe in me. So yes, the plans for today is just to continue reading it and carve my watermelon. I'm so excited about it and I'm so excited to eat it also. I'm starving. And I need to make lunch, some cheap lunch. And I need to do some administrative thing this afternoon. Yes, I have some things to do also, but I'm really excited about this. dinner is served. It's tomato with some feta, basil, and Dead Man Wonderland. Focus, please. Yes. I'm having some of the ice cream from the shop I talked to you about. The local shop we have that is making just homemade ice cream. And these are the fruit version. This is apricot, and it's incredible. And I'll just, I think, put some leaves of basil in it because it must be incredible. I'll taste that. Hey guys, it's a new day. I have some updates for you. It's a new day, as I said, and last night I finished Buddy by Mona Awad and I loved it. I loved it so much. It's a 5 stars for me. I already talked about it in the July wrap-up I just filmed, so I'm wearing the same dress. It's a new favorite. I loved it from the beginning till the end. I loved how the characters were depicted, the ambience, the fairy tale-esque darker way of writing, the humor, the satire, sarcastic tone. I loved the way that sometimes you don't understand what's happening and you just have to accept it because sometimes you can't understand everything and you just have to accept it. And I don't know, maybe it was a bit long, the last very last pages until the final kind of reveal, but really loved it. That's why it's a 5 stars. Nevertheless, for the spooky summerween vibe, I waited better. Obviously sometimes I was like, ugh, that's gross, but I really wanted to feel tension, you know, in a thriller way, but this was just very dark and horrific sometimes. But I didn't feel tense and I didn't feel like, oh, I can't turn these pages because I can't read the next one. The way I did feel with Stephen King, with Misery. I know so many people doesn't like this book, but when I've read it when I was like 14, 15, it was really hard to read. I loved it. Maybe no, I wouldn't, but I need to reread it to know that. But yes, finished that book. I'll put the hours left to read, 24 hours to read all my books here, because I didn't do the math, so I'll just write it here. And I've begun Ninth House by Lee Bardugo, and also loving it so far. I don't know, either my selection are really good, either I'm going really easy on the books now, but I feel like I know the books I love. So even though it was kind of hard at the beginning to get into it, it is about Alex Stern, who is going to university, but she's not really into the scholar way. She was just some dropout girl doing drugs, and some really important events happen to her. She has an ability that makes her accepted in Yale University, especially in the, I don't remember the name. She's in Leaf, I don't know how to pronounce it. And I love how grim it is. I love how dark. There are very horrific scenes depicted and describing, and I love the way Lee Bardugo is writing it. So I'm 70 pages in and I already love it. So I'm gonna read more of these today, and I really want to make some fried vegetable, some fried vegetarian chickens, because we watched some hot ones this morning with my boyfriend while eating breakfast, and it really gave me the craving of fried chickens. But I don't want to order them in the takeout because it is costing so much to be delivered. So I just want to make them myself. And the vegetarian way because I try to eat as much vegetarian possible. So that's a good way of doing it. And having some hot sauce. I'm not a hot food person usually, but I just crave it right now, you know. And I'm gonna show you, I think, because I think it's gonna be fun. Yes. Okay, so for fried chicken we need 2 eggs, we need flour, we need some usually chicken, but this is just already fried chicken, and I'll just fry it better. Guys, I'm so excited, it looks so good, so crispy. With that I've got some sauce, Cholula, which is a hot sauce, basically an original one. This is, I think it's French, but this is basically just mustard with some spices and a sweet chili sauce, because it's one of my favorites. So not very spicy, but just a favorite. Yes. And I'm in front of Dead Man 100 episode 9, and it is getting really, really raw. You heard the wind? The mood, the ambience, it's crazy. Ugh. Hi. it's another day, and I'm not, well, as you may have seen on the previous footages, it just went escalating a bit on the violences in this book. It's delivering completely what I was looking for, to be grossed by human behavior. Plus the ambience, as you have seen also, like it was raining the last 2 days and there were thunder, and it's perfect for this kind of reading. So I was really scared also, listening just to spooky music. So if you've read this book, you know what's happening. The trigger warning, if you plan to read it, there's sexual violences. I was not ready for it, and I was like, oh, okay, this book is so raw on human behavior. It's dealing about very sensitive topics, and I just want to read more. I want to read it again. I can't stop reading it. So that's the plan for today. It's to just continue reading it. And of course I still have my essentials to read, which are candies. Guys, it's another day and the weekend just flew by so fast. I spent some time with my little cousin. It was her birthday and I'm her godmother, yes. And on Sunday I was just on boyfriend time duty, you know, spending time with my boyfriend. So, little updates. I've taken 20 hours to finish those books. It's a lot. I have only 5 hours, no, 19 hours, and I have only 5 hours left to finish all of the other books. So I finished Ninth House and I loved it so much. It was so dark and grim. At the end we are left with a cliffhanger, and I just want to know what happens next. I just want to know what happens next, guys. Another update. I finally began Half a Soul because I wanted to do I wanted to read the lighter books. So this is my break from violent dark academia ambience and setting. I really love this one. I'm deeply attached to the main character because the story is that Theodora, short name Dora, has been taken her soul by half when she was little by Fae for some reason we don't know, and since then she doesn't know how to properly feel things. She has been ripped off the capability of feeling appropriate things, so she just don't express them, but she rather feel them deep down in some kind of way. And it makes everything funnier, you know, and it's easier to root for the main character. So I really love it for now. So I'm on page 100 and I have 200 pages left. So I have 5 hours left to finish this and to read those. So I don't need to do the math because this one is like almost 500 pages long, so I would need 10 hours to read it at least. I don't know, so I really need to add some hours. We'll see how in how much time I can manage to finish the other one, Half a Soul. I have at least to add 12 more hours. And I want to spend as much time as I can reading before going to Camp Scout. I'm participating. So yes, trying to do that. Also, this is a more random thing, but I wanted to show you. I got the new Billie Eilish vinyl, and it's stunning. I've got a limited edition of yellow, and I love it. It's so beautiful. Look at this. Oh, it won't come off easily because otherwise it's not funny. Woo! Look at this! Isn't it gorgeous? The little details of the textures. It's beautiful. Billie Eilish fans over here, guys. If you don't like it, exit. Also, I went to a second-handed shop this morning for Blu-rays and DVDs, and I found 3 seasons of Gilmore Girls second-handed. One was €8, no, 2 was €8, and 1 €5. So I've got 3 seasons for €21. How nice! How cool! So vintage. Look at how the blue eyes never matches. Not the same. Not the same either. Crazy. Yes. My comfort zone. So happy with that. Hey, hi, hello, this is another day. And yesterday I managed to finish Half a Cell by Olivia Atwater, and I must say I really enjoyed it. It was very delivering on being comforted, being cozy, giggling, and yeah, the love interest in this book is just too cute to handle. And even though it is an easy romance book with no, there are bigger stakes surrounding the love interest, and I loved it. But everything happens so fast. I may understand that sometimes you just fall in love deeply with someone very fast, but it all went very fast. It's a lot of very sorry, but really enjoyed it. Not giving it 5 stars because I'm picky sometimes. I don't understand, but with romance book I'm really picky. So this is only a 4.5 stars because I rewooted the love interest, but so many things happen so fast. It's maybe because I've read War and Peace that now everything is happening so fast. I'm like, oh, doesn't make sense. But overall, really enjoyed it. Also, I started last night Dragonhead, and this one is spooky. Spooky as heck. For sure, like, I don't want you to see too much of it, but if you want a real spooky read in graphic novels, mangas, I really want to, now I just want to read volume 2 because I want to know what happens next. I didn't even talk to you about what it is. It is a story set in a catastrophic environment. This is about students, more high school students going in a school trip, and they're returning to Tokyo, and something's happening. And this is showing how humanity can behave when they're confronted to catastrophic events. If you're a bit sensitive about it, don't read it, but if you're a spooky girl and love dark scenarios such as me, go for it. Yes. And today, as I have 2 hours left and I have 2 books left, I need to add 12 hours to my reading goals. So I have 14 hours left, and today I want to start Notes on an Execution so much, but I need first to edit the video of this week, and I need to finish it. It is gonna be episode 2 of Reading War and Peace, and the final episode. So I really hope I'll have time to start this today, because I also need to do some administrative stuff for real life, you know, boring stuff. But I have hopes that I'll get a good chunk of it today. What's the matter with you? Look at her, just being sassy. Are you in a sassy mood today? You don't want to look at the camera? Yes, you're in a sassy mood today. She woke me up at 6 a.m. this morning, so I gave her some like treats to try to feed her later. But yes, I don't know what's happening with her, but last week she woke me up at 6 a.m. every morning. So I'm trying to feed her later in the evening also, but last evening it didn't work. So she woke me up again. You sassy. Today's lunch with tomatoes and mozzarella with truffles, and in front of good almonds.
Oh my God, that's an angel. That's not like you. No, look. Oh my God.
Hi guys, it's been 2 weeks since I finished the last book. I'm updating only now because when I finished it, it was the last night and I didn't have time to film the update in the morning because I was departing for the scout camp. So here I am, 2 weeks after, a bit exhausted because we didn't have a proper break within the 2 weeks. So I'm doing the update now. Trying to have everything fresh in my mind still. Also, I'm super disappointed because I don't have the 0 countdown film because someone called me at this moment and I forgot to pause the countdown and I don't have it, so I'm very disappointed, but that's life. We'll have to do without it. And without further ado, I'm just going to review very quickly the books I've read, and I'll get to them more in depth in the August wrap up. So here they are. First book I've read is Bunny by Mona Awad, and this one, it was rather I would love it or hate it according to every people who read it. And when the librarian told me that I would truly love it, she wasn't wrong, because I really loved it. It was weird in the good way, you know? It was weird in the way that I love to experience. I overall loved the ambience the author set in this book, the dark academia vibes. Loved it. 5 stars. Yes, 5 stars for me. Next, oof, I wasn't expecting this at all. I was so surprised in the best way. I gave it 5 stars because the way of writing, the ambience, the kind of plot twist, the cliffhanger at the end. I just want to read more. I want to read the next book, and I'll try to read it this autumn because I think it would be a perfect read. So yes, I loved it. It was a 5 stars. It is still a 5 stars for me. I was so surprised because I read Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and I liked it, not loved it. But this one, I loved it. It was so dark and grim. Yes, loved it. Next, I needed a cute read, and I read Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater, and it was a perfect read to just take a cute break from all this darkness, and it was perfect. It's just not a favorite, but a really cute read to get into. I loved the romance interest in this book. But I'm just not, I think, a romance fantasy girl, because I always struggle with the fact that everything is happening so fast between the characters. I get that you can fall in love deeply for someone very quickly, but in the fantasy books I just can't, because I need like world building around it, a long, well constructed world building. I think I prefer modern romance. That's it. That's why. But really enjoyed it. And next I've read Notes on an Execution. And this was heartbreaking. At so many moments I was like, I can't handle it. This is too raw. This is too harsh. Beware before reading it, because if you're a bit sensitive, I wouldn't recommend it. But the way it was written, the way you're beginning to feel deep emotion for someone who's deeply disturbed psychologically, it is so well written. I ate it up. I ate this one up, so I gave it 5 stars. Yes. And finally, I've read this one. It's Dragonhead by Minetaro Mochizuki. And this one was a great way to just put my brain aside, not to think too much, because there's a lot of drawings in this and not so many like dialogues, so you don't have to think too much. And this is creepy. This is creepy as bananas, and if you love thriller horror things. But once again, be aware, there is some trigger warning in this one. So yes, that's a wrap, everyone. I didn't manage to read this Violent Delights. I would have needed at least 6 more hours to read it, I realize. So yes, that's a shame, but we'll get into it soon, I think, during the fall season vibes. Maybe even in September, who knows? It's just, we'll see each other again. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I managed to read. I really had fun doing this, and I hope that might inspire you too, to read more horror, gothic setting, supernatural, everything you want in summer, to reconnect with Halloween, the best holiday season in the world. Once again, thank you for clicking, thank you for watching till the end, and I hope to see you on the next video. Bye!